I am feeling great. I had a good weekend with the fam here in Saskatoon. And focus for the week is going to be PFP collection contract and ETH Denver, I think, for Giveth this week. And intention for the call is to facilitate, as always. And I'll pass it to Kotabe. Oh,
yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I am also feeling good now. I got a bit sick by the end of last week, but not too bad, luckily. My intention for this week is pushing the ambassador program. We're going to talk about that on the communities group talk tomorrow. And for this call, talk about plea updates and give me later. That's it. I'll pass it to Lauren.
What was the last thing you said?
Give me later.
Give you later. Okay. Thanks. Sorry, go ahead, Lauren.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a really great name. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I also had a great weekend, and Griff is super cool. I really like him, And for my intentions for the week are really Denver and also Notification Center, and also just I kind of am trying to reset and focus on kind of like what has been falling through the cracks and how can we make the DApp better, and also QF. So anyway, those are the things. My intentions for the call are just to hang out, talk about the forum post. Maybe we're going to chat about the rank thing because I find that interesting. And I will pass it on to Griff.
GM. I'm feeling great. I had a really fun weekend with the fam as well. Just seeing what Mitch wrote. And this week, my focus will be on fundraising, and I'm excited to push some new leads out on directions there. Intentions for this call. Excited, just to feel around. I feel like maybe ETH Denver might be a topic that we can figure out on expenses and stuff like that. I don't know if that's going to come up, but I'm sure there's other cool governance things to talk about. Good to see Marco on the call. Hey, Marco, I'll throw it over your way.
Thanks, Griff. Hi, everybody. Feeling good, I guess. Still have a little bit of cold. My focus for this week, mostly going to the forums, reading and responding. And intentions for this call, again, a couple of forum posts that I noticed here on the agenda. Would like to hear about that. That's basically that. And I pass it over to Almond.
Thank you. I'm feeling good. My focus for this week would be to launch the GM podcast, ETH Denver, and to organize all the coming events for community. And the intention for this call is to update in the forum post, and I'll pass it to Ashley.
Thanks, Almond. 2 mute buttons. Okay. I am feeling really good today, ready for the week. There's a bazillion things going on, and I'm very excited about all of them. My focus for governance this week is quantification. It's the end of the givebacks round, ETH Denver budget, and I know I've got a couple buddy calls that I got to schedule coming up. So I guess those are my governance in focus and my intentions for the call to stream, sync up with everybody, and see what I need to engage with governance-wise. And I will pass it to Mo Shahab.
Thanks, Ashley. GM, everyone. I'm feeling good, refreshed after my 1 week vacation. I'm here to sync up with everybody. I'm excited for the next give rounds. And just want to check out what's new with the governance. And I'll throw it to Carlos.
Carlos?
Hey guys. GM feeling great. This week, focusing on technical depth and really improving the impact graph for everyone's use. Distractions, not much. Working here and there on the praise project that I a few hours a week, but aside from that, no other things. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll pass it to, let me see, Clara. Did you go? No, Clara. Yes.
Hi everyone. I'm feeling good to be back after the holiday. First day back at my desk and illness. And my focus for governance this week is to make sure I've caught up on any votes and proposals that I might have missed while I've been off. Praise quantification, contributor stats for the month when the contributor hours have been finalized. No specific intention for today. I'm just getting updated and catching up, and no distractions. And over to who didn't go?
I can take it.
Wild guess. Yeah.
Mateo, did you go?
Okay. All right, go ahead, Mateo.
Thank you, Clara. Hey guys, hope you have a great week. Feeling so-so. The weekend I spent a little bit sick, but I'm doing better. Focus for the week is the fiat donations. We finally had some fixes about the feedback that we received. We're allowing anonymous fiat donations now. And also we had our first Spanish translations team meeting last week. So we are finally doing the heavy translations on Spanish with the help of our Latin friends. And yeah, it's exciting, ready to participate as much as I can and be here present. I'll pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Mateo. GM everyone, feeling good this week. Focus for the call, or intention for the call, is to just sync up, and focus for the week is PFP collection review of the design and start working with the comms team on the copy and testing a smart contract and try to put everything together as much as we can. I'll pass it to Heather.
Hey, thank you. I'm feeling a little sleepy, and my intention for this week is just hiring with interviewing, sourcing, all of that fun stuff. And my intention for this call is to just give like a small worked out update and one other request, and also hear what's going on in the forum. And I will pass it to Jake.
Thanks, Heather. Yeah, feeling good. Missed last week, so excited to be back on the call. Focus for this week will be heavy on fundraising again. And intentions just for the call is listen up and, like Marco was saying, see what the forum's all about for this week. And let's see, I'll try to pass it to Mo.
Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm feeling good. Very excited. My focus for this week is working on and wrapping up the design for the new menu and the new homepage, and just here to sync up with everyone else. It's tricky, I guess, to pass it to someone. Nicola?
I can take it.
Go.
Nicola. Nicola.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah.
Happy Monday, everyone. Okay, I'm feeling ecstatic. I can't stop it, and I don't want to stop it. And I'm feeling excited about this week. I have to verify. I want to get back on track with Meet the Makers and engage more in ETH Denver coordination. We have a Gravity sync up this week, a lot of stuff, so awesome. I am here with intention to align and see where to put my attention in the forum. And who didn't go? Oh yeah, who was it? Amin?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, my intention is to sync up, be helpful, talking about PFP contract, and if there is room, we can talk about allocating some time for fixing the technical devs on the specifically on the back end of the Giveth. That's I pass it back to you, Mitch. I guess everyone has gone.
No,
Jake?
we got to hear from Corey.
Okay, Corey.
Hey, thanks. Feeling pretty good. Had a nice weekend as well. My focus for the week is a bunch of calm stuff to make sure we get things out for like New Year's content, and also want to make sure we have everything prepped for Gitcoin grants kickoff next week, assuming that we're in it, which we would still need final confirmation of. So yeah, that's some of the big things this week. And intentions for the call, just listening in on like what's the most controversial topics at the moment, see where I should be chiming in more. And that's it for me. So I really don't know who's next now or if I'm the last.
I think we got everybody this week. Yeah, I think we're good to go. All right, well, then let's jump into it. Heather asked me to add to the agenda. There are too many pings for everything in Discord. And if people feel the same, or if we should do anything about it. Heather, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I think my only sentiment was like last week I got 5 pigs for one event between the unicorn, the here, and the everyone tags. And I just felt like 5 pigs for one event was excessive, and just wondering if other people feel the same.
Yeah, I think it's a lot, and I mean, I guess we could just be more aware of like when we're tagging everybody for everything.
Yeah, and I think that this is something we can bring up in the comms channel and like create like more of a guide around. Because if you tag like at unicorn in 2 different channels, people will get notified in 2 different channels about the same thing. So it doesn't really make sense. But I think we just need to make clear rules, and we can bring it over to the comms call and maybe figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. I actually have had the same thought in the past weeks, because I will suddenly have 5 notifications on the Giveth Discord and realize, it's all across, like, this is what you just described, Heather. So, yep, we can talk
There's
about
some
that.
light traffic noise coming from Breachies. Do you mind? Thank you. So, Lauren, you want to bring it up in the comms call? Having some better practices.
Yeah, I think we can, with the comms team, like work out a this is what we do kind of thing, or like, we can work out a system, because we've just been playing it by ear, and I think it's mostly comms people that are posting about events. So.
Cool.
Well, that sounds great. Thanks for addressing that.
Awesome. Great. I have no other priority agenda items here. We can move on down into the forum. As of last night, there was no pending transactions in the multi-sigs. In Snapshot, we've got this one that I put up on the 4th for the Karma Governance Analytics integration. There wasn't really good engagement on the poll inside the forum, so I made this here just to get some final answers for Karma. So there's 3 different options, the same ones from the forum post. The standard governance dashboard for $5,000 yearly worth of give. The second one, we get a sweet custom dashboard with branding and everything that we can put inside of Giveth itself. $10,000 for the first year worth of give, and $5,000 for subsequent years. And the third option is no karma integration. I'm not going to go over the whole forum post, but just be aware that this snapshot exists and will be open until the 11th. So I believe that is Wednesday.
Is this something you want to get like on Twitter and get like more broad engagement?
I told Corey about it last week, and I wasn't going to push any particular agenda because I know you guys have your things planned.
Yeah, you posted it in the channel. It's something I wanted to talk to you about, Lauren, to see how we want to go about. Like, I'm not really clear on like why we would have people on Twitter be chiming in on this, because it seems like an expense that we would decide whether we're gonna move forward with or not, like out of the Giveth budget. But like, I don't have as much experience with these types of topics, so yeah. But I had this on my radar.
Thanks, Corey. Yeah, I think the question is kind of about like how we notify our broader DAO about proposals that they can use their give to vote on. Because like the point of putting in the snapshot is that like any give token holder can have a say, and that's kind of like functioning as a DAO. But we really also don't. This is kind of another thing. It's like Tom's governance related. We don't really have like a clear. Like, this is where we notify give holders about things, and have basically just been using Twitter to notify give holders in general. And I'm okay to like, so anyway, short question is then like, is this relevant to all give holders? And if it is, then I'll put it on Twitter. And then like the longer question is like, wouldn't it be great if we had a better way of informing our broader DAO about votes?
Yeah, I guess one thing that's not clear to me is like if all give holders vote like yes, can we can still decide like no because it's a budget thing. Or how does that work with governance, right?
Well, I think the point is that if they say yes, then we do it.
Isn't the point to have like a soft poll? Or is the point to harvest, the opinion of a larger group? Why do we use Snapshot? And if we can clear it up this or that way, either we don't need to notify the give holders, because that's very complex.
Well, in this particular instance, like there was a deadlock between no integration and standard. So I was like, okay, and the forum is not Sybil attack proof. Like you could make multiple accounts and vote on the poll multiple times, and it's not token weighted. So when when it's not a clear answer, then it's like, well, what is the next best stop to get like a clear answer on how to move forward?
Well, you have the Sybil protection with the snapshot, so that's a good way to do it. It's just this is not a decision that really is for the larger of interest to the larger gift holders. At least I would say it's not.
I think it is, because there's a cost implied, but it's like, do people care? You know? And at least like for the 30 to 35 people that are getting give from the vesting and are holding give, then like this is the place to chime in.
Then we need to have a role for them on Discord, or need to integrate Collabland to hook up a wallet, check balances. Many opportunities and possibilities here.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea. I mean, I really like the idea of having like another, like a role for like give holders around a certain type of decision. And then even it's like, we just post it in the governance channel when there's snapshot votes up. So it's like, yeah. And like, maybe we could even make it open that if you want to assign yourself the role, you can.
It's definitely the lowest cost and effort solution.
Cool. I think that's interesting. Great. Well, that snapshot is there, and looks like there's lots of other ideas to improve this in general. Keep on going down. In the Give Garden, there was nothing, unless somebody snuck something up there this morning. In the Enter Give, there is so much stuff, and I wish I loaded this beforehand. Let's see if it'll load today. Wow. Yeah, there's so many votes in there. So if you guys can just take some time to check through them, there's a few under here that are not going to pass. If you're not sure about any labels or anything, like you can see people's names show up on mine instead of their address, I can give you a label and it'll make your life easier going forward. Some of these, they're going to be closing in the next 4 to 10 hours. So check those out and vote.
Speaking of things not loading well, is there some way that we can make Aragon forget some old votes or archive them so that it's not so crazy when you're trying to open things?
My knowledge, no. There's no way.
Okay. Well, it's getting to be really bad.
Yeah. Like with all the old votes in there.
Yeah, it takes 5 to 10 minutes to load for me. Just when I open it, and I'm like, okay, well, do something else. Anyway. Okay, if there's something we can do. I mean, I think I'll message Sam about it just to double check, but that's all. Okay.
Yeah, to my knowledge, there's no way to remove these votes. And that's strange that yours loads from 0 every time you load it up. Lauren?
I don't know if it's loading from 0 every time, but it's it's loading from somewhere way in the past anyway.
I mean, I've been loading. Yeah, for me, it's loading since, since you mentioned it. And it was like, okay, I'll open it up and go vote. And here we are, loading. Oh my God, it popped up.
I think something is wrong with the IPFS gateways as well. I was having trouble with them.
I think it could have something to do with the amount of active votes too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. But I don't know. We have to get better infrastructure or something. Like if you guys look here, I think some of these are just getting overloaded. And this can cause things to load slow. Like you can see, we're getting all these errors from the Blossom IPFS gateway that's hosting these resources. Anyway, we'll try and work on that. I'll put a note in here to yeah, this is something we've talked about before. Yes.
I'll throw it out there. I know I'm connected with Anthony from Aragon on Telegram. If it needs to get to that level of just a quick question to him, let me know.
Yeah, actually, Aragon's working on releasing a whole new voting app. So I've tried to come with him with a few issues, and they said, "Well, just wait. We're going to release a new version or a new app entirely." So they've been tough to try and get to fix bugs.
When you say new app, do you mean with a different infrastructure underneath? Or
yeah, like the whole smart contracts, everything will totally change.
That's scary. I'm not interested in changing anytime soon. We'll have to see other people. We'll let other people be their guinea pigs.
Yeah. Okay. Let's not get on too many tangents, but see if we can improve our decentralized resources to make that better. And lots of great stuff in the forum, though, that I want to get into. There was this thing here, the interactive map. And there is no Remy here, but Kotabi was saying something about talking on the governance call about this interactive map. But alas, there's no Remy. I'm really curious. Go ahead, Kotabi.
No, I was just going to ask, because I saw what he was posting, but I'm not technical, so I didn't understand it very well. And I just wanted to ask if some of the technical people here has seen it, and does it make sense to them?
I'm really curious with this project, like where it's going. Where are you going to stick it? Is there any design? Do we know where we're going to show it to people so it's actually useful?
So at the moment, we are working on just overcoming some of the previous problems that we've had, like what do we do with the projects that state that they are global and those that are online only. So once we've come to some sort of agreement or put a range of possible solutions up and got some kind of decision, we can move forward with this. But the idea was to incorporate it into the platform. So I'm just back this week, so I'll pick up and try and get an understanding of what the post on the forum is all about.
Okay. Cool. Well, where does it fit in? Because it's like, and maybe this is a good segue into the next topic, which is Giveth New Year's resolution. What are we working on? Why are we working on it? And what are our goals for this year? And I think that's a really interesting topic that Lauren started.
I just sent a message to Remy. I think he's gonna come. I don't know.
Well, do we think this is something we need to talk about in the governance call, if it's technical? I'm not sure what we're going to talk about with him right now, right here.
I don't know. You said you wish he was here, so.
It sounded like Kotabe wanted to talk to him. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight this thread that Lauren started. This is a really good one, talking about what are your inspirations for the year. And there's lots and lots of really great stuff in here. And unless Lauren wants to say anything more about it.
Yeah, I can just say, the purpose of it is sort of twofold. It's like one, to kind of think of like how we want Giveth to go this year, and also just like kind of reflect on your personal intentions. It's sort of like, post buddy review when you're looking at your role proposal, but it's like maybe turn of the new year when you're looking at like your role within Giveth and asking the question of kind of like what aspects and elements you want to grow into. So it's like both a space for kind of a discussion of like how we want Giveth to look this year, and also just an invitation for a little bit of introspection and like reflecting that out. I think if we kind of like, if I know that somebody wants to be like working more in something, then I can also help support them. So share your intentions and your resolutions if you feel like it.
Thanks, Lauren. That's great. That's great. Anyone have any questions or comments?
Yes, I think that it would be good to dedicate some time to just go over some of the comments that people post on that forum post. I don't know if we can maybe extend the comms time and review it, or make an extra call. I don't know. Or you think that's enough just to keep that in the forum? I think that maybe dedicating some time together will be nice.
I think next week could be good, because so far just Kotabe and Marco have commented on it.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Lauren. I'll try and put aside some time to write in here. Oh, look, Grip is already on it. Okay. Cool. Remy just showed up. Hey, Remy.
Hi, Al. GM, everyone.
GM. I guess Kotabe wanted to mention something to you about working on this interactive map.
Yeah, I was just curious. I saw the comments, and I just wanted to, like, if you could still tell us in maybe just a few short minutes, what have you been doing?
Okay. So just I found that forum post. I found that very interesting, and I want to participate with. I think that maybe my experience as GIS developer. So I think that maybe you can add support to spatial data and mapping features native in your architecture, as I can see in your repos and in your docs. So I started with a little task about doing some research, and maybe assets it will be possible to do that way. And yeah, I do some progress. I just summarize that progress in that forum post. I don't know. Maybe I want to know what you think about that. If it is possible, if maybe I think that I need some advice, understanding some of the front end architecture to integrate some libraries and stuff like that. So I just was thinking about what you think about that. It is possible, maybe it will not put some blockers on your current issues.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anyone's going to be able to answer this technical stuff on the call here, but I think, Remy, you should get in touch with Santi. Oh, Monique.
Yeah, I was thinking, thank you, Mike, for writing this post. I have a group with Santi and Claire talking about this stuff. I can add you there, and we can continue discussing about grooming this feature. Thank you.
Some cool. Great. So then, Remy, you can get in touch with Monique, and then we can figure out the best way to go forward.
Yeah, sure. And so, just with Monique or Santi too? I don't know.
Yeah, they have a group, all of them together, that you can join.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for joining.
Who's going to make sure he gets in that group? You'll have to be friends on Discord to be added to the group chat, I assume.
I just sent the friend.
Yeah, I just received it. Thanks.
Perfect.
Amazing. Okay. Great. I'm glad that happened right here, right now. I want to get into this next one. Spicy. Project ranking model. We didn't really touch this at all since last week, but I'm wondering, I want to hear from people how to move forward with this at all, if at all. Maybe Ashley, you mentioned something? Or Lauren?
I mean, I definitely put a lot of thoughts and stuff in the forum. I feel like everybody's kind of heard my opinion. I'd really like to hear other people's opinion. I think that the place where we could use the most support and feedback would be around like the point system that's described in the spreadsheet of the post. So I guess that's where we're looking to collect the most feedback around like the points and the weights of different actions and things. But yeah, I would love to hear what the rest of the community has to say and thinks.
I think Lauren and my points are very clear on something that is just like unclear. Is what is the point system for? Is it for givebacks? Is it for ranking on the project? Like,
yeah, I think that the word ranking we probably should not have used that word in the title of the forum post, because I think really what this is more of like a revamp or overhaul of our original quality score, rather than like defining a rank of a project. It's more of like where they'll show up on the project's page default sort list. So it's not going to affect givebacks or this, but that's what we're going to see.
Okay, so it's only for front page sorting. That's the only concern.
No, I have a question. If it's only for sorting the projects on the homepage or the projects page, why do we have to do that effort to do all that? I mean, how much of an effort is actually to do all the ranking thing, just to be able to sort projects based on user preferences?
So the work out that it would take to implement this is very little. Like we've looked into, it's basically data we already have that we would just have to pull. The most decision making would be around like the point system and the weights of what the data is worth. So I guess just collecting feedback and deciding, and then maybe running some simulations of what different data sets would look like, and making sure that it's like showing what we're trying to portray. The other thing is this budget box or pairwise thing is going to take some work for testing, but the question for me, I guess, is are we going to move forward using budget box or pairwise if we don't follow through on this like quality score system? Is that work that we're already planning to do regardless, or is that included in the scope of this project only? I guess Griff, I don't know. Griff, pairwise is kind of like your thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, pairwise is useful for a lot of things. So the pairwise app will be built and hopefully funded by external parties. Yeah. But and for other purposes as well. But we would be able to use it for sure, and I think it would create a lot of engagement as well.
I agree, and I think outside of the pairwise thing, the overhead of actually implementing this ranking system or this quality score, it is very little. Even for the verification team, we would be using a lot of outside information or information that we're already collecting. It's just a matter of putting it all in the right places.
I just have one more follow-up question, or maybe two, I don't know. But as a user, I would be able to filter projects based on the quality score. So let's say I'm on a projects page and I want to filter by or sort projects by, let's say, a number of donations or whatever metric we have. But then again, I can see, I can sort by quality score, right? Would that be the case?
Yeah, I envision this would be like the default thing that they would see. It would be the quality score, and I don't know what we call it. If we used to call it default, and now it's the give power rank that shows first. But this would essentially would be like the landing page of the projects, and if they wanted a different filter, then they would have to choose. I imagine we would probably want to have a filter for give power rank, as well as maybe a pairwise rank, and maybe even an impact one, depending on what the data looks like. This type of thing. So I guess a lot of it is just coming up with something that's safe enough to try, plugging in some numbers and simulating some things and seeing what we get.
Okay, makes sense. And then the quality score, how do we thought about how we explain that to users, that all information, all four pieces that makes up the quality score, like why this project is number one or whatever. What is the quality score actually?
Right. I think we have some old documentation that outlines what our old quality score was that we would just like need to update with better information and better descriptions, because we no longer use that old version. I honestly don't even know if it's still in our docs. I should check.
So there's nothing that shows up on the UI of this. Is that your intention? Like there's nothing that shows your quality score is, there's none of that.
There's nothing, but also I'm just reading from the forum post. It's platform data, give holder opinion, maker opinion, impact evaluator opinion. So my question was more towards like, how do we display that information on a projects page, saying like, the quality score is 185, whatever, and this makes up your quality score, and this is why this project is important.
I don't even
and then how can we? Yeah.
I don't foresee that we would even need to put a number on the project or display their quality score in any way, but we could have, like, maybe next to the filter, next to the word default, we have like a little question mark that would then route them to our documentation where it would explain what the quality score is and what it's made up of. But I don't foresee needing to put a number on every project or
I do think there's a value in actually showing that information on a project page from a donor perspective, from just, I think, but it's a discussion for maybe, it's another call, maybe a design discussion or something like that in general. But I think it's great, like, to show that information actually on the project page.
I agree. I think it's a really cool thing. Could be discussed.
And yeah, so if it's not a lot of effort, like minus pairwise, if we can leave it out for now, maybe if it's something that needs more development, if it's not a huge effort, then I'd say yeah, let's try it out. And if it also doesn't mess up with give power or give backs distributions and stuff like that.
Cool.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thanks, Marco. Cool. All right. Well, that was a good clarification for me that it was just for the default sorting on the homepage, because, yeah, ranking is a confusing word. Anything else, anyone, to add to this?
No. But can I just, on a topic before, I'm just going to the snapshot, and for option 2 in Karma integration, do we get it in both places? Like, do we end up with a website on Karma and our own personal website, or do we only get one? Do you know?
I imagine you could probably get both. It wasn't said explicitly. We can ask them, but I think if they're going through the effort of making us a custom one that we put directly on our site, it would be just as easy for them to host. Okay, you have a specific reason you want to have both?
Well, I just noticed that Yas, I'm like looking at who voted for what, and I was surprised to see that Yas voted for option 2, and so I'm going to ask her about it, and I just wanted some context. because I do wonder if she's like thinking from the investor side, having this like be branded on as is like worth an extra 5K. I don't think that it is. I don't know, but I wanted to ask her about it. So if it's in both places, that's more valuable for sure. That's all. Sorry, quick clarifying. I don't want to derail.
No problem. Okay. We still got a couple more topics left. I am going to pass the next topic off to Kotabe to talk about the flea.
Yes, thank you. Actually, yes, can you keep it in that page of the agenda so that I have there my TLDRs and my notes? Basically, there are good news on the updates of the flea. All information is in that Discord thread, but the TLDR is the opportunity is above and beyond my expectations. I had a call with Caro. I helped her onboard her to MetaMask to Giveth. She's a gift holder, and now she's a gift maxi, and she has gift power and everything. That is cool. We will be either on a panel or a talk. I am pushing for having both. I think that we can have both. But it's not. This flea is not going to be so focused on talks, more workshops. And basically, we have the chance to organize a 60-minute workshop. I drafted something. We have to submit it today. Anyone can give feedback. Unfortunately, part of it is in Spanish, but Google Translate. I already collected some feedback from more than I don't know four people on the Giveth team, so that's good. If anyone wants to pitch in, it's always good. What else? We also got a CTA or a blurb in their newsletter, which was something that I was really excited about, so that Giveth had was able to reach all the fleet audience. I mean, at least the ones that opened the emails. So yeah, that's where we are. I'm going to make a doodle for meeting again with people that wants to support our efforts on how to best work with the flea. With sometimes this week and next week, and work on what that CTA or blurb should look like. Maybe someone from comms will have really good insights on that. And I think it can go very nicely with the Give Me Later, both for the workshop and the CTA. And that's it from my side on the flea. But we can also touch on the Give Me later. But if anyone has any questions, comments, complaints, now is the time.
Just a reminder, you had like 4 people coming with you to the flea, tentatively?
So far, we are going to be 3. It's Mateo, Bricia, and I, tentatively.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah. And Magic probably is going, and she can support a bit.
And we also made a Discord role for people who are going or planning, so if you do want that, just let me know and I can give it to you so you'll get notified when there's any calls or anything around Flea.
Right. Thank you, Ashley. It's at Flea, by the way.
Flea is the... Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. Great. Well, maybe we want to head into the next topic since it's kind of related.
Cool. And so Give Me Later, there's a forum post. The idea is to make an interactive tool for any new stakeholder to understand everything they can do on Giveth in about 5 minutes. Mostly on the donor side. I think that the create a project side is much more self-explanatory and much more similar to what you can have on other tools like GoFundMe and everything. But we can see if at some point we want to add also something for the project. I think this is going to be great for in real life events like Flea and East Denver, and we can make it happen before that. From the feedback that I gotten from a few team members. Also, it will be really good for giving workshops and for investor calls. So I talked about this with Mateo. He said it for Flea and if Denver. We're going to reuse a lot of models and resources that we already have. And Mo suggested a really good idea on the forum post about for an MVP, doing it only on Figma. We don't need to actually have dev work. And I'm going to have a call with Mo tomorrow about how easy could that be to implement on Figma tomorrow. Ahmad also pitched in and said that he was looking into Intro.js to guide people or newbies in our platform. And yeah, I'm just here to kind of like give exposure to this idea. If anyone else wants to pitch in and just hear in general what people say.
I like the idea of the Figma prototype, but the problem is that it has a lot of limitations in terms of interactivity. Like for Rush for Time, I think it would be good enough doing a Figma prototype, but I'm also worried because like if you want this to be done, you have like a month, you know? And I'm like, oh, Mateo, like how much do you have on your plate, man? You got fiat donation, you're translating things into Spanish, and then we're going to switch gears and push out this demo in like a month.
Yeah, that's why I wanted design to give their opinion, and then we see if we can make it possible. But at least the fiat is ending, I hope this week finally, and the translation is just about the people making the translations. So yeah, I think that if Figma doesn't work, we can make a really simple version that could work for both Denver and Flea. But again, we depend on design. It's mainly design decisions.
I just have a question. Sorry, Monique, go ahead.
Sorry, Marco. I think Mosaic suggested Maze, so I send the link there. You can take a look. Just that. That's it to you, Marco.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, is this demo going to be used by anyone, or are you going through the demo showing how Giveth is being used?
Ideally, what I suggest is that it can be used by anyone. And I think the worth of that is that you learn more by interacting than just watching a video. I mean, like there are some studies like 70% retention of interacting with something versus like 30% retention. And it feels now like something that you know rather than just something that you've seen. So that's kind of like what I'm going for.
Yeah, but there's a blocker like for anyone to use something that is like a coded version or of a live version or whatever, is that they need to have some tokens, right? So in that case, you need a demo that is I don't know. Maybe for the first demo, you create a Figma prototype, which is kind of hard coded, and then
like the tokens could just be numbers on a page, though, Marco. Like there could just nothing on chain needs to happen for them to generate.
Yeah, the idea is to make it like the TC dashboard where you just play with numbers. They don't necessarily be real, and you like see a future or even then it's just numbers and calculations that we could provide.
Specifically for an audience that doesn't have a wallet.
What is this Terminator meme? What is this? You have been gimulated. Wow, thanks, Lauren. That's hilarious. Cool. Anything else? We got 3 minutes left before this call ends. maybe just a thing on ETH Denver, since I know Griff mentioned it. We're having ETH Denver sync calls happening weekly, an hour after the community call on Thursdays. And that's the best time to join. There's also a thread underneath the Communitas channel. And as Ashley mentioned, she is working on a first draft forum post for a budgeting proposal for ETH Denver. Cool. Last thing, gotta say, PSA buddy review. New year, new you. Hang out with your buddy. I just had a call with Lauren last week, and it was big, informative, transformational. So make sure you schedule some time to hang out with your buddy. Fill out a self-review form to give feedback for yourself and for Giveth, and a contributor feedback form for any of your fellow Giveth contributors. And let Nico know if you're planning on having a call with your buddy. And if there's nothing else, without further ado, we can end the call. Thanks everyone for coming, and we will do this again same time next week. And don't forget to vote in the NR Give if you can get it to load.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you.
Thanks everybody. Bye bye.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.